Ever wonder why your dog ignores their expensive toys just to steal your dirty socks the second you leave? It isn't just a mischievous habit, it is a primal survival tactic. Welcome to PAW INSIDER. Today, we are decoding the scent-driven logic that turns your laundry basket into a vital emotional anchor for your lonely pup. To you, it's a pile of dirty laundry, but to your dog, it's a high-tech security blanket. There is a fascinating instinctual reason why your pet craves your scent when you aren't looking. We are analyzing the hidden chemistry behind this behavior and how a stolen sock becomes a vital emotional anchor that bridges the stressful gap between your departure and your eventual return. Let us dive into the complex psychology of why your dog transforms into a laundry thief the moment you step out the door. At the very core of this behavior lies the sheer power of your unique chemical signature. When your dog pulls a worn t-shirt from the hamper, they are not just looking for a random object to chew on, they are actively seeking out a chemical pacifier. Your sweat, skin oils, and everyday scent leave behind lingering pheromones that act almost like a natural sedative for your dog's highly sensitive nervous system. When you close the front door and leave for the day, the sudden silence and emptiness in the house can be incredibly overwhelming for a social animal. Surrounding themselves with an item completely saturated in your specific scent triggers the release of comforting neurotransmitters like dopamine and oxytocin in their brain. This effectively self-medicates their anxiety, providing a physical anchor that helps them cope with the stress of sudden isolation. This deep chemical connection naturally bleeds into the broader psychological reality of separation anxiety. Even the most confident and well-trained dogs experience at least a mild spike in cortisol, the primary stress hormone, when separated from their human pack leader. Stealing your clothes becomes a highly effective self-taught coping mechanism to manage this silent panic. By holding an item of yours close or resting their head upon it, they are physically simulating your presence in the room. The scent provides a continuous, tangible reassurance that you exist and that the bond remains unbroken despite your physical absence. It is the canine equivalent of a child clinging to a mother's blanket, amplified by an olfactory system that is up to 100,000 times more sensitive than our own human noses. To truly understand the depth of this behavior, we must trace it back to your dog's ancestral roots and the primal instinct of the pack. In the wild, wolves and wild dogs survive and thrive through absolute cohesion, often sleeping in tight, intertwined clusters inside a den. This physical closeness ensures shared body heat, but more importantly, it guarantees collective security. When you leave the house to go to work or run errands, the pack is suddenly fragmented. By dragging your sweater from the bedroom to their resting spot, your dog is instinctively trying to recreate that lost pack cohesion. The scent creates an incredibly powerful illusion of the pack being whole, satisfying an ancient, hardwired need to not be left isolated, exposed, and vulnerable in an empty territory. You have probably also noticed a very specific pattern. They rarely, if ever, steal clean clothes freshly folded out of the dryer. This brings us to the fascinating concept of scent imprinting and olfactory concentration. Your dog goes specifically for the dirty, worn laundry, because that is where the absolute highest concentration of your apocrine sweat gland secretions is located. This explains the specific targeting of socks, underwear, and sweaty gym clothes. While human beings might find the smell of a discarded gym bag somewhat repulsive, to your dog it is an absolute masterpiece of olfactory data. The stronger and more pungent the human smell, the stronger the comforting psychological effect on the animal. They are intentionally hunting for the specific items that carry the highest definition, most concentrated image of you to maximize their comfort. This intense focus on your scent is also deeply rooted in the psychology of resource guarding and perceived value. Dogs assign value to the objects in their environment based entirely on association. Because you are the absolute center of their universe, the ultimate provider of food, affection, safety, and leadership, anything that smells strongly of you automatically becomes the most valuable item in the entirety of the house. When you are not looking, they take the quiet opportunity to acquire and hoard these high-value items. In their mind, it isn't theft or bad behavior, it is securing a precious life-sustaining resource. Your distinct scent elevates a cheap, hole-ridden cotton sock far above any expensive store-bought squeaky toy. Another fascinating layer to this behavior is the deep-seated nesting instinct. Canines in the wild will meticulously dig shallow beds and line them with soft leaves, moss, or grass to create a secure, insulated resting place. Domestic dogs do the exact same thing, but instead of foraging for leaves in the forest, they use the softest, most comforting materials they can find within their indoor territory, your discarded clothing. By gathering your laundry and carefully arranging it in their crate, under a table, or on the sofa, they are building a protective nest that is physically fortified by your scent. This creates a secure microenvironment where they feel completely shielded and protected from the lingering anxiety of being left completely alone. Beyond the scent, there's also the psychological driver of sensory substitution and the calming, repetitive effect of mouthfeel. When dogs are anxious, frustrated, or simply bored during your prolonged absence, the physical act of interacting with an object releases endorphins. When they combine the mechanical stress relief of gentle chewing or holding with the emotional comfort of your familiar scent, it creates a profoundly powerful soothing effect. The soft, pliable texture of a cotton shirt or a wool sock feels deeply comforting in their mouth. The act of gently mouthing, nibbling, or even suckling on the fabric, which is especially common in dogs who were weaned from their mothers too early, mimics the ultimate comfort and safety they felt as tiny puppies nursing, a feeling now entirely transferred onto you through the medium of your clothing. We must also consider how scent plays a crucial role in how dogs perceive the passing of time. Dogs do not read clocks on the wall, they read the fading of scents in the air. As the day slowly goes on, your physical scent in the house gradually dissipates and weakens. This gradual fading is exactly how dogs gauge how long you have been gone, helping them anticipate when you might finally return. If your scent in the ambient air becomes too faint, a dog prone to anxiety might begin to panic. By going directly to the laundry basket and burying their nose deep into your clothes, they are intentionally giving themselves a concentrated boost of your scent to effectively reset their internal clock, reassuring themselves that you haven't vanished into thin air forever. Ultimately, this behavior culminates in a profound blend of boredom relief and emotional substitution. When you are home, you provide constant mental stimulation, social interaction, and dynamic entertainment. When you are gone, the house becomes incredibly static and boring. Engaging with your laundry is a proactive way for them to interact with you when you aren't physically present to throw a ball or offer a scratch. It is an active, deliberate process of seeking out a lost connection. They are quite literally substituting an inanimate piece of fabric for their absolute favorite companion, using it to patiently pass the hours until the real thing finally walks back through the front door. So the next time you come home after a long day, to find your favorite sweater dragged into the center of the dog bed or a missing sock mysteriously hidden under a couch cushion, take a deep breath and try not to get frustrated. Remember that this isn't an act of defiance, spite, or bad behavior. It is actually a profound compliment. It is a testament to the incredibly deep, unbreakable bond you share with your animal. It is driven by a primal, biological need for security and a love so overwhelmingly strong that they simply cannot bear to be without a piece of you, even for just a few hours. To your dog, your scent isn't just a smell, it is their sanctuary, their peace, and their home. Thank you for tuning in to PAW Insider, and remember to always look at the world through your dog's eyes.